My family forgot to invite me to their Christmas plans because I work too much, but I know it's really because they don't love me. And now my new girlfriend is offering to let me spend the holidays with her family instead. So I'm a 29-year-old guy who grew up as the oops baby in my family. My brother, now 44, and my sisters, 42 and 39, were all planned children. I, on the other hand, was the result of a New Year's Eve mishap, a fact my family never lets me forget because they find it funny. The age gap made it hard for me to connect with my siblings, and my parents, while not openly unkind, never gave me the same attention or support as my siblings. For example, when I was in choir as a kid, no one ever came to watch me perform. They always had excuses like being busy, while I remember them showing up for my siblings' activities. As a result, I gave up on hobbies and focused on computers instead, which turned into a career in IT. Over the years, I've missed some family gatherings because of my work schedule, which operates 24/7, but the real issue is that they've stopped inviting me to things altogether, assuming I'm always unavailable. Christmas Eve was the one exception. I could usually show up after work and feel included. That is, until this year. While visiting my parents' house recently, I overheard my nieces excitedly talking about Christmas plans. Confused, I asked my mom what they meant. Embarrassed, she admitted the family had planned to spend Christmas at a rental cabin in Vermont, without telling me. Her excuse? We figured you'd be working. Hearing this broke my heart. I left without saying much, hugged my nieces goodbye, and cried in the car on the way home. It hurt to realize my family intentionally excluded me from something so important. Thankfully, my girlfriend Zoe, who I've been dating for a couple of months, stepped in. After I shared what happened, she invited me to spend Christmas with her family. Though it felt a little soon, I decided to go. It turned out to be the best decision I could have made. Her family welcomed me warmly, and for the first time in years, I felt like I belonged. We ate great food, played games, and laughed. It was so different from the Christmases I'd grown up with, where I often felt like an afterthought. While I was enjoying the evening, my mom called. I wished her a Merry Christmas and hung up without engaging further. I wasn't about to let her ruin the best holiday I've had in years. The experience made me realize something. I deserve more than the scraps of love my family has given me. Spending time with Zoe's family showed me what it's like to be surrounded by warmth and acceptance. Since then, I've had a candid conversation with my parents about how they've treated me. I told them I wouldn't tolerate being disregarded anymore and that I'd be stepping back from family events until I figure out what role, if any, they'll play in my life. It hasn't been easy, but I'm learning to put myself first. And with Zoe and her incredible family, I'm hopeful for what the future holds. After Christmas, I started to reflect more on the patterns in my family's behavior. I realized I'd spent years trying to earn a place in their lives, constantly excusing their neglect or minimizing my own feelings to keep the peace. But this holiday season was a turning point. Zoe has been my rock through all of this. She listened without judgment, validated my experiences, and reminded me that I'm not responsible for my family's choices or lack of effort. Her support has been transformative, and for the first time, I feel like I'm part of a team, something I've never really had before. It's been a few weeks since I laid down boundaries with my parents, and their reaction has been mixed. My mom tried to brush everything under the rug, saying, "Oh, you know we didn't mean anything by it," while my dad took a more defensive stance, claiming I was being overly sensitive. My siblings haven't said much at all, which, sadly, is not surprising. I've decided to limit my communication with them for now. It's not about cutting them out completely, but about protecting my mental and emotional well-being. I'm focusing on the relationships that uplift me rather than those that make me feel small or unwanted. As for Zoe's family, they've continued to welcome me with open arms. Her mom even texted me after Christmas saying how happy they were to have me there. It feels surreal to be treated with such kindness, but I'm slowly learning to accept it without suspicion or guilt. This experience has been painful, but also eye-opening. It's reminded me that family isn't always about blood. It's about the people who show up for you, who make you feel seen and valued. Moving forward, I'm choosing to prioritize those who truly care about me. I don't know what my relationship with my family will look like in the future, but I'm finally okay with the uncertainty. For now, I'm grateful for Zoe, her family, and the new chapter that's starting in my life.